This video is a guide to my favourite place in the world. I've been going on and off here since I was about 2, so over 30 years now. I love it so much, so I thought I'd make a little guide for anyone looking for inspiration for a chilled, relaxing Greek holiday. So the place is a village called Stoupa on the Peloponnese area of Greece. I booked this as a package with Jet2 as luggage and transfers are included. From London Stansted, the flight takes about 3.5, just under 4 hours. You land into Kalamata Airport, which is a small old military airport, and then the coach transfer to the resort is about 1 hour 20 minutes, travelling over mountains, past olive groves, and finally along a coastal path. The views are breathtaking, but you may need some sickness tablets as it's quite windy, but the views are definitely worth it. So once we got to the village of Stoupa, I stayed in a place called the Aeolos, which is my go-to place to stay. I've stayed here 4 or 5 times in the past 10 years. So each room comes with a balcony. This is the view from our balcony. There's sort of a little sea view, but also a view of some lovely gardens. And then each balcony is very spacious. It's got a place to hang washing, tables, chairs, and lots of space to move around. And then going inside, this is the 1-bedroom apartment. So there's a sofa and then an additional sofa which pulls out into a sofa bed. There's lots of room to move around. And then this is the kitchen area. It's got a fridge and cooker hobs if you did want to cook for yourself. And then this is the bathroom, which is quite spacious and upmarket for Greece. You don't normally get a shower curtain, let alone a proper screen. There's me by the sink. Hello. And then in here is the main bedroom, which has got lots of storage space. You can push the beds together, but because me and my aunt were staying in here, obviously we pushed them apart. And then this door leads out onto the balcony. And then the front door leads out onto the pool area, which is a really nice place to chill and relax. There's a good number of sunbeds, there's a little garden area, and then a reception where there's a bar as part of the hotel as well. So this is the main pool, the water's lovely, and then there's even a little kids pool. Although because we've normally gone in school holidays, there's not been many kids there, so I've been able to sit in it. So my favourite part of Stoupa is Kalogria Beach. This is not the main beach of Stoupa, but it's definitely the best. This is the path down to the beach from the hotel, and it takes about a 5-minute walk. And the beach is pure white sand with lots of umbrellas and sunbeds. The water is crystal clear, shallow, and perfect for swimming or just paddling. The sunbeds are quite pricey, €15 for the cheapest ones, up to €35 for the more expensive ones. And it does look quite packed, but there is still lots of space. So this is the walk down through the sunbeds to the water. And then the view of the sea, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So the beds at the front with the squishy cushions, they're the more expensive ones, and then as you go towards the back of the beach, those are the cheaper ones. There is a place to sort of set up your own camp if you don't want to hire your own bed, and there is a lifeguard on duty. There's kayaks, paddle boards and pedalos to rent, so if you fancy doing some water sports, you can do that. And then for lunch, there are lots of tavernas on the beach, but this one called Paralos is my favourite, and it does lots of yummy salads, sandwiches, pizzas, does cocktails, and lots of different coffees and drinks. Plus, this is the view as you eat lunch. After lunch, if you did fancy doing something active, there is a path that leads to another part of the beach, which is sort of free space for you to put a sunbed or a towel down. Or you can follow the path further up to the top of the cliff, which has got some stunning views. It's a bit of a trek, but it's well worth it. So you go through like a foresty path here, and you just get some views of the ocean, which is amazing. Alternatively, the other end of the beach is this walk, which takes you a bit around a bit of the headland. It's a bit rocky, but some good views, and again the water is beautifully crystal clear. If you're into snorkeling, the beach is perfect. As I said, the water is so still and clear, and there's some good rocks to snorkel at. The sea life isn't amazing, but there's always some pretty fish around, and we did see a hermit crab. And if you don't like snorkeling, the fish can still be seen above at the rock pools. And if you want to be a bit more adventurous, there is a diving centre at the back of the beach if you want to do scuba diving. As well as many hotels in the village, there is a camping ground where you can pitch up a tent or caravan. And the good thing about Stoupa is that the water supply comes from the mountains, so there are lots of standpipes over the village. This one's actually outside the Alos Hotel where I stayed, and you can fill up your water bottles for free, and the water is drinkable, so you don't have to keep rebuying plastic bottles. There are several supermarkets across the village, then selling things like Greek yogurt, fresh bread, and a variety of fruit and vegetables if you want to do self-catering. However, there are so many tavernas in the village that you're spoilt for choice on where to eat. The main road into the village is down a hill, and it leads to a paved street, and this is the main beach area of Stoupa. So this is the main beach. However, the water isn't as clear as Calogria Beach, and it is a mixture of sand and pebbles, so it's not as sandy as Calogria Beach around the headland. However, the beds are more reasonably priced here. And there's also some shower facilities. So this is the main street where all the shops and tavernas are, and a lot of the shops sell a wide variety of items. You can buy clothing, floaties, and then little trinkets such as mugs, bowls, home decor decorations, and jewellery. And then there are dozens of places to eat. Most of them are sort of traditional Greek tavernas. So most people think of Santorini and sunsets in Greece, however Stoupa definitely rivals this, and there are many tavernas where you can sit and watch the beautiful sunset. For the young and young at heart, there is a playground which has been recently updated, and next door to it is a beautiful church that's worth a look around. If you're into walking or hiking, there is a coastal path walk to the next village, which is about 5 kilometres away, which is worth doing if it's not too hot, so you can walk or cycle it. Or if you fancy a bit more of a trek heading back towards Kalamata, about a 40-minute walk along the main road will bring you to Phonias Beach, which is a pebbly beach, but it's well worth a visit. So there's no sunbeds here, and I'd recommend bringing some beach shoes. But it's a nice place to spend an hour or two with a picnic. There's caves you can swim in, and the water is really clear and calm, and there's even a place to do cliff jumping. There's lots of excursions you can do. These are the ones provided by Jet2. So the Mani Secrets and Mistras are full of history of the local area. The tours vary in length from half days to full days. And some of them take place in the evening. And I'd really recommend doing the tour to Ancient Olympia, the birthplace of the ancient Olympic Games. It is a long day and there's not much shade there, but it is a great place to spend a day, and you even get to go on the original running track. So that's my guide to Stoupa. I hope you found it useful and maybe got some inspiration for a trip. Any comments, leave them in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!